Since Edge's return at the Royal Rumble this year, fans were eager to see him square off against their favourite wrestlers, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, but instead he's just faced Randy Orton 17 times. As a WrestleMania match that lasted far too long and the greatest wrestling match ever at Backlash, This Is the Greatest Show, clearly aren't enough for a whole feud, the original plan was for the pair to have a third installment at SummerSlam in an I Quit match. Unfortunately though, Edge was injured during the This Is the Greatest match at Backlash The Greatest Show. Those names are getting confusing. As such, plans for Edge and Orton have been pushed back, and the match was originally reported to take place at Royal Rumble 2021. Now though, according to a new report from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it may be pushed back even further. The plan is for Edge versus Orton in an I Quit match as one of the key matches for next WrestleMania. Meltzer did also note, however, that this can change 100 times between now and then. WrestleMania 37 is currently penciled in to be taking place in Los Angeles, but it very well could be another show to be in the Performance Center if the COVID-19 pandemic doesn't improve in the US. The report also states that the match could involve the WWE Championship, with Randy Orton winning the belt off Drew McIntyre. Just imagine, the greatest I Quit match ever to determine the World Cup for the best WWE champion of all time to kick ass and take names at the horror show at the corporate ladder in the beautiful city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia? I think I've gone too far down the rabbit hole. Edge is reported to have a lot of creative influence backstage, as he should, so if this does go ahead as currently planned, you can bet it'll probably be quite good. While both Edge and Randy Orton have signed long-term deals with WWE, there's one big star who may be feeling the urge to travel to pastures new. Just days after he went on an epic rant about former Raw executive director Paul Heyman, current Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles has committed the ultimate sin by teasing a potential move to AEW later down the line. The tease, much like the Heyman rant, took place on his Twitch stream, where he was asked by a fan what the future holds for him. As far as AEW is concerned, never say never, right? But I think once my career is done, I'm hopefully just going to work for WWE in some capacity. What would I do? I'd like to be a recruiter, go scout some guys. I think that would be fun. I would have no problem going to the indies. I know we have scouts going to weightlifting contests and whatnot to get these big guys. I want to get guys and girls who have wanted to do this their whole life. Give them some advice, check up on them from time to time, and help them get to the next level or the Performance Center. I think that'd be cool, to help somebody and see if they're coachable. Yeah, I know that was mostly about WWE, but he said never say never. Oh my god, AJ Styles to AEW confirmed. At 43, Styles is likely heading towards the final few years of his in-ring career, unless of course Saudi Arabia wants him to wrestle The Undertaker in 10 years' time. It is thought that Styles signed a 3-year contract with WWE back in March 2019, which would mean his deal expires in March 2022. And you know what they say about March 2022? No? Me neither. Before we get into the SmackDown review, everyone at WrestleTalk would like to send our congratulations to WWE Raw star Angel Garza, who married Zaidi Lozano, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, this past week. You may recall Garza proposed to Lozano on NXT after winning the NXT Cruiserweight Championship last year. Yay for weddings! And now it's time for a review of last night's episode of SmackDown in about 5 minutes. And don't think I wasn't going to include it today, guys. It's time for a stacked review! Gotta get it in somehow, right? The show opened much like it did last week, with everyone involved in the show cutting a quick promo about their character and what they're doing this week. Wait, no, sorry. It's just Jeff Hardy and Sheamus talking about their bar fight that opened with Jeff Hardy saying, "My name is Jeff Hardy and I'm an alcoholic." So that's the level we're starting at this week. Alright then. The actual show opened with Sasha Banks and Bayley continuing to be the best at what they do, bragging with their usual heel shenanigans before they were interrupted by Nikki Cross, seemingly begrudgingly accompanied by Alexa Bliss. This continued Nikki's fantastic character arc from the week before Extreme Rules, as she's now morphing into someone who's obsessed with winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley said she would gift Nikki a rematch, but only if she can beat Alexa Bliss, which is a masterstroke of booking. The winner of their match would face her next week for for the title. This fired up Nikki, who then pushed Alexa to the ground before storming to the ring for the match, which made you say, what a dick, Nikki. The match wasn't anything amazingly spectacular in terms of moves, but it was an incredibly intense psychological match, where they were both friends but seriously wanted to win the match, with shades of working heel from both competitors. Alexa repeatedly targeted Nikki's injured ribs, which made you say, what a dick, Alexa. You could feel the emotion between them, and serious Nikki getting fired up is always a joy to watch. The finish came about when Nikki missed a flying crossbody and played up her injured ribs, but she was playing possum, a heel move, to roll up Alexa for the win. I personally thought that Alexa was going to win this match, as it would further Nikki's downward spiral from the betrayal of her best friend. But I actually think Nikki winning was the right move. The two shared a backstage promo after the match where they seemingly made up, but there's definitely still tension there. Alexa Bliss heel turn to cost her next week, Nikki heel turn on Alexa after she loses again next week. I'm really into this story. Bloody love Nikki Cross, me. After that, we got a Firefly Funhouse promo after a quick recap of the Swamp Fight, where Bray spoke to his old Bray Wyatt lantern, saying he can't let him out again, he had his chance. Now, it's the Fiend's turn, and he's been unleashed. Next was a quick match between Matt Riddle and Tony Nese, which Riddle won decisively before calling out King Corbin. Bro? Corbin said that Riddle didn't belong on SmackDown and placed a king's ransom on Riddle's head to anyone that could take him down. I quite like this addition to the story, and if it means we get to see Riddle beat up some random jabronis throughout the shows, I'm okay with that. After that was Miz TV with special guest Naomi, where they spoke about Naomi blowing up on social media with the hashtag Naomi deserves better. Naomi cut an impassioned promo about why her fans still continue to follow her despite everything, before Miz brought out Lacey Evans as a second special guest to remind us that this feud is still happening. Lacey said Naomi didn't have much to show for her 10 years in WWE, to which Naomi proceeded to beat her up, smearing her lipstick. Not the lipstick! And the two will have a match next week. Naomi needs to win that match, and decisively, if WWE want to avoid further social media backlash. If they can build Naomi effectively, make her a serious competitor, push her properly, get over her offense, I could see her ending Bayley's reign as SmackDown Women's Champion a few months down the line. I mean, I would say at Survivor Series, but we all know that's Brand Warfare month, so not then. After a recap of the SmackDown Tag Title match from Extreme Rules, Kofi Kingston emerges from a trainer's room holding his ribs and tells Big E that he's going to be out for 6 weeks due to being put through the 2 tables. But most interestingly, he then tells Big E that he has the New Day's blessing to go after some singles glory while he and Woods are out, and it's put over like a massive deal. I personally cannot wait, because I think Big E is fantastic. Perhaps foreshadowing where Big E's journey will take him next, Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles then made his way out for commentary for a fatal 4-way match to determine who will face him for the title next week between Drew Gulak, Shorty G, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik. The match was insanely fast, as you'd expect, and had some brilliant false finish sequences, including a Gulak transitioned into an extended ankle lock, only for Dorado to break it up with a splash. After Shorty G threw Dorado to the moon and back off the top rope, Gran Metalik took advantage with an elbow drop and picked up the win, and he'll face AJ next week for the title. This was kinda random, but honestly, I'm into it. Metalik is really good, so give me a proper 15-minute match between Styles and Metalik, and I'll be one happy chopper. I think it would have been better for Lucha House Party to be pushed in the tag team division, simply because, with Kingston gone now, who's left for Cesaro and Nakamura to face? Miz and Morrison? The Usos? And they cut a promo after this saying they're going to splat all the other teams on SmackDown, but I don't know who they're planning to splat. And finally on the show, after being hyped up through the night by JBL, we're finally at the bar fight between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Now, moral concerns surrounding Hardy having a fight in a bar aside for a minute, this was genuinely pretty fun. They utilized the small setting they had pretty well, had some fun spots in there, and we even saw a possessed Brother Nero type Jeff Hardy after it looked like Sheamus had it won. Nero Hardy awoke within Jeff and hit a swanton off a convenient ladder to pick up the win over Sheamus. And now we potentially get to see Brother Nero running wild in WWE, and I think it might be pretty cool. Maybe. So that was the show. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below, because I'll be replying to people from out of the stock toilet sound effects they use in the bathroom in the bar fight. They were really hokey. Overall, this was a pretty good show. There wasn't anything on this show that was actively bad, the in-ring action was pretty good, and it furthered a lot of stories that I'm invested in. Give me more Big E singles action, please. This show gets a smacktastic 4 out of 5. A top WWE star has dropped some F-bombs and stormed out of an interview. Naughty boy. Press the video to the right to find out who, and make sure to subscribe to WrestleTalk Interviews, where you can find Louis Dangle's interview with FTR. And there might be some other interviews with big tag teams that might have debuted on Impact recently, who can say? Subscribe here too for daily wrestling news. I've been Chopper Pete Quinnell, and that was wrestling.